Barbie and Oppenheimer, together known as Barbieheimer, hauled in $244 million at the box office in their first 3 days. That was the best opening weekend for the domestic box office since 2019, when Avengers Endgame premiered. But perhaps the biggest winner here will be the toy company behind Barbie, Mattel. The Barbie movie hype cycle sent the stock up 18% year to date. And for the past month, while we were distracted by Nvidia, Microsoft, and Meta, Mattel actually outperformed all of them. Now, the toy maker doesn't expect to see significant sales growth for Barbie toys until the second half of the year. In fact, Barbie sales actually dropped 7% in the second quarter, which ended weeks before the movie's release. But Mattel's CEO said that this quarter, and crucially, the Barbie movie, established the company's media strategy going forward. He said, quote, "This moment will be remembered as a key milestone in our company's history." So, Scott, let's talk about that strategy of basically repackaging and reselling old IP. Mattel seems to think it'll work. How far do you think IP can actually take a company like this?
Look, this was a genius move. Barbie is sort of an anachronism, and that is a lot of the associations of Barbie, and a doll that says, kind of communicates to the world, be anorexic and then go get a boob job. That's not exactly like a modern statement on feminism. But to their credit, they managed to pull together. This movie, it could have easily been so bad and so panned. And the execution around it, I haven't seen it, but everyone I know that's seen it, they've managed to thread this needle where it just seems like everybody likes it except Ben Shapiro and Matt Gaetz, which is a plus, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's a win.
And it's just raised a ton of awareness, and you've highlighted that the stock is up. It's going to cut a lot of revenue for them. It might be a franchise. My guess is there's going to be a Barbie 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Oh, God, that depresses me just thinking about it. But it is so hard to have a profitable movie. It is so hard to have a profitable toy. So what Disney's been great at, and now it looks like Mattel, is taking IP and leveraging it across different sectors and different mediums, specifically taking Barbie to the movies. And then what Disney has been great at doing is creating movies and taking that to the toy store. So this is the execution here sounds like it was just flawless. It sounds like this movie took a topic and an item that could have easily been panned and just thread the needle. My co-host, Kara Swisher at Pivot, won't stop talking about Barbie. Literally, she's just...
Yeah. I won't either.
You loved it.
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, and I did the double feature on Saturday. I did the Barbieheimer double feature. It was just kind of a joyous experience. And,
that's a lot. That's 5 hours of movies.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's a lot.
But it was worth it. And it just felt like it had this, I experienced a sense of camaraderie that I don't think I've felt since, and maybe the past decade. I think the last time I felt like that was going to the final Harry Potter movie and, people were dressed up there. And now they're dressing up to go to Barbie and wearing pink, or they're dressing like Cillian Murphy. Sorry. Basically, I think it was a huge win. And I think the reason that people went to the movie and it wasn't panned is basically Greta Gerwig. She's one of the most, I think, visionary directors we have right now. She always has something to say and is a great storyteller, I'd argue. And then that's this brand marriage between her and Barbie. You were talking about the value of a brand with Twitter. Barbie has 99% brand awareness worldwide. She's the perfect leading lady because almost everyone in the world immediately knows who she is. So I think, that came together perfectly with a great director in Greta Gerwig, a great cast. And I think it's going to be hard to replicate. Are there many other toys that can, carry 99% brand recognition in the world? I doubt it. And I'm sure studios will still try. Mattel has 45 projects in development, 14 films currently in production. But who knows?
Yeah, so look, something you said is really powerful about this, and I felt the same way. People often say it's a shame that box office people aren't going to movies anymore because in person, because there's a certain collective, there's a certain feeling of comity, of sharing that experience with a group of strangers. And one of the things that was most inspiring, and I didn't see the movie, I took my son, we visited LA, and I took my two sons to the Century City Mall, and everyone was roaming around in pink, both women and men. And that was really nice to see something that brings people together. And my son said, "It's amazing, isn't it? People, I didn't know there were so many Messi fans in LA." He thought they were all wearing Inter Miami kits and jerseys. I'm like, no, this is because of the Barbie movie. So I agree with you. I think it's really nice. We need more reasons to to come together. It's also Mattel really needed it. The Barbie brand earned $1.5 billion, a decline from $1.7 billion in 2021. So they needed something, and they have found this, and they want to create something called the Mattel Cinematic Universe. And my guess is, similar to Marvel or DC, they've now convinced a lot of studios and capital that they have a bunch of assets they can turn into movies. I mean, they have some iconic franchises: Hot Wheels, Fisher-Price, American Girl, Thomas and Friends. So this is, good for Mattel, good for the stars of Barbie, good for the planet.
Yeah. And good for me, I bought the stock in April.
You did. That's right.
It's like the only stock pick I've ever made. I keep everything in ETFs, like we talk about on this show. But when the teaser trailer came out, I saw just crazy hype for this movie that was 4 months out. And I looked at the stock. It was trading well below its COVID levels. But obviously, it had a big run up with parents buying more toys for kids stuck at home. It was way below those levels. It was kind of trading below its normal levels, I'd say, pulling out even further. And, I thought it might be a buy at that point. I went to my brokerage app, Charles Schwab, and they had it set as a buy rating. I turned to Mia next to me at the office. I was like, I'm gonna buy it. How much should I get? She's like, I don't know, $20. I was like, no, I need some skin in the game. I need to like make a bet on this, and I did. It's kind of paying off for me, so I'm excited.
Good for you. That's great.
Last question, Scott. Are you going to see Barbie, and what are you going to wear?
I am going to see Barbie. It's going to involve edibles, and I may just throw on a wig to pretend I'm Ken.